Good morning and welcome to another episode of Boots on the Trail. Of course, I am Boots, and today I am back at the Grand Canyon of the East, Linville Gorge. If you've been following the channel for a while, you already know that Linville Gorge is one of my very favorite places to go on an adventure, and an adventure we certainly have for today. I will be hiking the Is That All You Got Loop. This will show in many places as an acronym of ITAYG. Now, this is a very challenging hike of 20 to 26 miles, depending on which source you use to map it out. In reality, we should wind up with about 24 miles or so, just depending upon how many side trails we take. A lot of people make this a multi-day backpacking trek, but I will be making this a day hike. This route will cover pretty much all of the southern end of the gorge and includes 2 crossings of the lovely Linville River. Now, I do have my candy corn packed, and considering how far I've got to go, I need to stop talking and get moving. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you up the trail. Now, the Is That All You Got loop, you can really begin at any point you would like along the loop, and for me, that point is the Wolf Pit access, and the first thing we've got to do is climb up Shortoff Mountain. I'm looking forward to it. Climbing Shortoff, it's a clear day. You're gonna get near continuous views of the Lake James area just like this on the way up. Just gorgeous. On we go. All right, trail junction. Down there is how we will come back. See the MST blaze right now. Continuing on the MST for the next several miles, and we're gonna make it happen. First view of the edge of the gorge. Back out to Lake James. Plenty more to see here from Shortoff. People across the gap there. This is what is normally a pond here on top of Shortoff, and it's been so dry that the pond is actually dry. Of course, it's not very deep, and it essentially serves as not much more than a frog pond, but kind of neat to see right on top of a mountain. And as we continue on, we're gonna go down into Chimney Gap from here, and of course, there's a whole lot more to see here on Shortoff, so if you do come this way and have the time, be sure to explore more around here. I do have a separate video where we hiked this section and did a bit more exploring, and so be sure to check that out. But we are carrying on here, and again, a bit of a drop in the Chimney Gap. Looking at this route, the one of the things that I have been dreading most, and take that word lightly, because I'm still out on trail, is the climb back up out of Chimney Gap. It is a brutal climb. I have not been on it since the trail maintainers have cleaned up part of that trail and made it into a couple of switchbacks here on the MST. So excited to see what those changes look like, and we'll see you on up the trail. Well, this is what the descent Chimney Gap looks like. It gets tight here with vegetation. Of note, this is September and is Labor Day, so September 2nd, and there's already color starting to show. And here, the west rim of the gorge, right over there, is Shortoff, where we were just a bit ago, and followed that ridge line over, and then up to here. On we go. Beautiful. Made it to the top of Chimney Gap, almost at the actual chimneys, and I must say the reroute of the trail is fantastic. Not as rugged as it was before, so some may not like that aspect of it, but it's a much easier climb, and the previous trail was quite eroded, which is part of the difficulty of climbing up that. So my word from earlier of dreading that climb, well, I'll say if I come this way again, that is no longer a word that I will use. Granted, it's still a climb, still tough, not anything like what it used to be though. On we go. Well, from here you can sort of see a route. Trail's gonna go this way and essentially go over that ridge. Not planning on summiting Table Rock as of this moment, so go around the Table Rock, but over to Little Table Rock, and on the backside of that we will drop down into the gorge from there. But just a gorgeous day so far. Just walking through the Table Rock picnic area parking lot. As you can see, lots of people around, lots of climbers, lots of day hikers, but we're plowing on through them. This is the Table Rock Trail, and again, been here tons of times. Actually, I have a couple of videos on this in particular, so be sure to check those out too. All right, I reached my next trail junction, a little bit hidden over here to Little Table Rock. If we were to continue on that way, it takes us up to the summit of Table Rock. Again, very well worth that visit, but we are headed right over there. Today, Now I am taking a little quick side jaunt over to Little Table Rock just to get out here. It's a nice little campsite, a little bit of a view from different areas here, and lots of little spur trails and extra rocks, so just a kind of an extra neat little place. So again, just a little side venture here, and we'll be back on our route here momentarily. Hawksbill right there. See Grandfather Mountain back over there. Just gorgeous. All right, on the Little Table Rock Trail. So Little Table Rock, where we were a moment ago, well worth the sidetrack to get there. There's not a lot of people that even know about Little Table Rock and the views there. So if you want to get away from crowds, that's a good spot for you there. I saw literally one other person there, and then one person on this trail so far. And now we're carrying on a fairly steep descent. We're going to connect with Spence Ridge and then head on down to the river from there. No camera will not show, but this is incredibly steep going down. And I've met a few hikers climbing up this that were totally gassed. And yeah, it's steep. On the Spence Ridge Trail, so we're heading on down. At least this portion is much better graded than Little Table Rock. So looking forward to a little more of this. Whew. Get down to the river. Gorgeous. All right, y'all. Made it all the way down to the river, Linville River, here off the Spence Ridge Trail, and it's gorgeous down here. I'm a little over 10 miles, not quite 10 and a half by my tracker at this point. And next order of business is to actually cross the river. There at one time was a bridge here at this crossing, and not too awfully long after it was installed, a big rainstorm and flood took the bridge right out. It was never replaced, and the decision was made to let it remain as close to wilderness as possible. So they've even taken out the pylons that were here for the ends of the bridge here in recent months. But anyway, just a gorgeous little area here, and I'm gonna figure out my way across. Guys, since I made it across the river, figured this was as good a time as any to take a break and have some lunch. And today I have some instant mashed potatoes, and actually this is great trail food because it's really light, does not have to be warm to rehydrate. There's a decent calorie count. It is full of sodium and carbs, which are the two main things that you need out here on the trail. And it's very easy on the stomach. So at least a choice for you for some of your lunch out on the trail. Instant mashed potatoes works very nicely. Well, I decided to go full on hiker trash and throw my corn chips in with the potatoes. Yummy. Well guys, I decided that the corn chips and instant potatoes weren't quite enough. So now, a little beyond hiker trash, we have corn chips, mashed potatoes, and some bits of jerky that I had too. All right, so since I have now crossed the river and had lunch, and I'm back out moving, I am now on the Linville Gorge Trail. On we go. So I am taking another little side trail here back down to the rivers. I've climbed up away from it a short bit, and for one reason, and that is Cathedral Falls are down here. You'll see what I mean here in a moment. Linville River right up there. Cathedral Falls. It's running a little light. Still quite nice though. Lots of caves and outcroppings through here. Nice little campsites here by the river. Now in the shadow of Table Rock, can't really see it because of the vegetation, but right up there, Table Rock. So the Linville Gorge Trail, it's one of those trails that will absolutely fool you, because you'll be going along and then you'll get the thought, oh man, this is cake. And then you'll turn the corner and be like, who burnt the cake? All right, back over to the left is the chimneys that we were at earlier. Right here in front of us is the North Carolina wall, and then over with the Sphinx down there, and that little crevice there, giant crevice, it's not little, would be the amphitheater. Been out there several times. It's been a few years though. It's gorgeous though. Alright, continuing on the Linville Gorge Trail, just past the junction with the Pinch-In Trail. Pinch-In Trail, I have a love-hate relationship with, as it is gorgeous, but it is steep. And when I say steep, I mean you literally climb 1,700 feet in a mile going up that trail. That's steep, y'all. Now we get this view of Shortoff. We're getting there, y'all. Trail's turned back into a climb. We are climbing back up towards the pinnacle, which we will not go to today. We will reconnect momentarily with the Mountains to Sea trail, go back down towards the river, cross the river, and climb back up the lower half of Shortoff Mountain. Still out here getting it, y'all. All right, we're back on the Mountains to Sea trail. Just a bit to go in the home stretch, headed back down towards the river for that last crossing and then our last climb. Almost there, y'all. One more view of Shortoff, just the other side of it. Should be about 3.5 miles to go or something like that. I'm ready for it to be over. But really, all right, y'all. I have made it back to Linville River. I'm gonna take a moment here and get ready to cross the river, and then we've got our big climb back up a lot of Shortoff from here. A little over 2.5 miles to go. This cold water feels good on my feet. That is for sure. Nothing left to do now but grind and climb. Whew. More view of Lake James, and I think the South Mountains past there, Baker Mountain over there. Yo, I'm tired. That was an absolute grind back up. I know I've said that a bunch here. I don't have another word for it. However, back where we started from almost. I've got about a mile to go today to complete my loop around the southern end of Linville Gorge, otherwise known as Is That All You Got? And it has taken most of what I had to be able to do it in one day. At this point, I think I'm at about 22 miles. And again, about a mile to go to get back to the car. Gorgeous day. Of course, you know I love Linville Gorge already. And days like today just make me love it even more. It's such a unique place. The views today from Shortoff, the views from the chimneys and the Table Rock area were just second to none. Absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, I do thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Happy hiking. Is that all you got?